These leaked photos expose it all. Here's a few celebrities who have got cheated on and were caught in the act. Starting off with Hugh Grant. On 27th of June 1995, Hugh Grant, then aged 34 and the star of 4 Weddings and a Funeral, got caught and arrested in a Los Angeles alleyway with a random woman while he was being intimate with her and was also seen giving her a $50 bill. He was dating Elizabeth Hurley at the time, who was really making her mark on Hollywood and becoming a symbol in her own right. Many people were shocked and asked, but why? The general consensus at the time was that his career was ruined, but he did something extraordinarily clever. He went on talk show host Jay Leno's show at the time and actually talked about it. It was a funny, uncomfortable, and embarrassing interview, and it actually warmed the public up to him immeasurably. Grant stuttered and fidgeted before asking viewers for forgiveness, saying, "I've done an abominable thing," and she, being Liz Hurley, has been amazing about it. And contrary to what I read in the paper today, she's been very supportive and we're going to try to work it out. He also said he was just in a really bad state of mind and that he was about to launch his first Hollywood film. He said, the film was about to come out a week or two after that and I had a bad feeling about it. I went to see a screening. Everyone in it was brilliant, but I was so atrocious that I was not in a good frame of mind. Hurley didn't actually leave him immediately, but after 13 years together, Hurley and Grant announced an amicable split in May of 2000. Now, the couple actually met in 1987 and were an item before they became famous. Hugh had said, we went from zero to somewhere together and we went through terrible years at the beginning when neither of us had any work, living in a tiny flat. It was quite bonding. The incident followed him around. He was, the butt of the joke for every stand-up for quite a while, but his career didn't really suffer from it. Ultimately, he was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and attend an education program as punishment. Divine Brown, the lady who was actually caught in the alley with him, actually became like a mini celebrity, appearing on the Fantasy Channel, earning a lot more than Hugh's initial $50 from the encounter. Next up, we have Kristen Stewart and Rupert Sanders. Now, this was a huge scandal back then, as Kristen was dating Robert Pattinson and he was one of the most sought after men in Hollywood. So Kristen Stewart turned into like an overnight sensation with her role as Bella Swan in the Twilight Saga. She was paired opposite Robert Pattinson, who played Edward Cullen in the romance fantasy film. The duo fell in love and dated for about 3 long years before she was caught cheating with Rupert Sanders. Now, in 2012, pictures of Kristen kissing her Snow White and the Huntsman director went absolutely viral on the internet. He was married to model Liberty Ross at the time, who filed for divorce shortly after the affair came to light. Stewart received like massive backlash for her act. She faced public scrutiny, and during one of her confessions, Kristen actually mentioned that she had no reason behind cheating on Robert. She was just going through like a very self-destructive phase in her life, and when the affair began, the online backlash did take a huge toll on her mental health. Rupert would go on the record to say that it was like a momentary lapse and said, you never know what's coming in life. Around every corner, there's something unexpected. And that's life. You just have to brush yourself off and continue moving forward the best you can. Everyone makes mistakes, and I am bound to make more mistakes, and I wouldn't expect my life to be exciting if I didn't. If you took people off the table for a momentary lapse, there would be no one making art. Well, the Twilight lovebirds gave another chance to love when they reconciled in October of that year, but things didn't work out and they finally ended their long-term relationship in May of 2013. Next on the list, we have Jordyn Woods, Kylie Jenner's ex-BFF. Now, this was like a backstab like no other. Tristian, who's quite known for cheating on his partners, and in particular his ex-girlfriend and baby mother, Khloe Kardashian, took it to the next diabolical level. Like, this one hit way too close to home, as it was Khloe's younger sister's best friend. The basketball player made headlines after he was caught cheating on the reality star. Now, in September of 2018, Kardashian and Thompson attended Jordyn's 21st birthday party in LA. In February 2019, Woods shared like a cryptic message about love on Twitter, just hours before her and Thompson hooked up. It actually said, "I could love you and still cut you off." And after hanging out with Drake at Shore Bar in Santa Monica, Thompson hosted an after party and was spotted getting cozy with Woods. A source actually said that the pair was all over each other. Just one day later, Jordyn went and spent time with her best friend at the time, Kylie Jenner, literally just hours after she hooked up with the NBA player. After a photo surfaced that same day of Jordyn Woods making out with Tristan Thompson at the party, Khloe then confronted Thompson, and according to an insider, he admitted to it, and she then ended their relationship. Now, this created huge tensions within the Kardashian family, and a whole feud between Khloe and Jordyn ensued. Now, despite there actually being literal proof, Tristan went straight to Twitter in a now deleted post simply saying, "Fake news." Apparently, this whole ordeal really had no effect on him at all. A source said that Tristan isn't a manipulative person. He's just a cheater and doesn't care about anyone besides himself, his wants, and his needs in the moment. He went on to say, Tristan isn't too worried about seeing true or Khloe establishing new rules when it comes to co-parenting. Okay. Khloe would go on to share a series of cryptic quotes on her Instagram stories, with one of them saying that betrayal was your blessing, and with another one saying the worst pain is getting hurt by a person you explained your pain to. All of the Kardashians unfollowed Tristan and Woods too, actually, which isn't really surprising, and Jordyn said she felt absolutely horrible and that her whole world was rocked. I mean, she also went on the record to say that that incident was the first time they had ever hooked up and nothing prior between them ever happened. It really didn't matter what she had to say though, because the whole Kardashian-Jenner family was done with her. Like, you hear me? I mean, done, okay? I could really go super deep into this whole debacle because it really was like the ultimate hot mess of the year. Between Khloe forgiving Tristan, taking him back, him cheating on her again, and Jordyn going on Red Table Talk, and then Kylie forgiving Jordyn. Like, honestly, it's just too much. And one day we might circle back to this, okay? Moving on now, next we have Brendan Schaub. Okay, so in case you don't know, he's an American podcast host, former professional mixed martial artist, and stand-up comedian. He is the host of the Fighter and the Kid podcast, the Below the Belt with Brendan Schaub podcast, and co-host of the Golden Hour podcast, along with fellow comedians Chris D'Elia and Eric Griffin. Again, he's doing a lot, and that's not the only thing he's doing too much of. He stays in the light of attention because he has been embroiled in cheating scandals that have sparked widespread controversy. Now, one of the most notable incidents involves his alleged flirting with Kalela Khan, the ex-girlfriend of comedian Bobby Lee. According to reports, Schaub had been flirting with Khan on several occasions, including on his podcast, The Fighter and the Kid. Khan later revealed on her own podcast, Trash Tuesday, that Brendan had sent her an inappropriate text message while she was still in a relationship with Lee. Now, Brendan's actions allegedly led to a rift between him and Lee, with whom he had previously been close friends with. Lee had since spoken publicly about the incident, stating that Schaub's behavior was a contributing factor to him breaking up with Khan. Additionally, there have actually been more rumors of Schaub's infidelity in his marriage to Joanna. Now, anonymous sources have made claims of Schaub's involvement with other women, and what's really wild though is that screenshots proving him cheating were leaked. They started in June 2022. He sent like mass DMs to quote-unquote baddies and wanted to see who answered. But what's more diabolical is that he had an employee send these messages out. Like, DMing through third person is insane. Now, on another instance, there's a video footage of him giving a note to a girl at a party. He approaches her, hands off this note, and then you see the girl get up and like go tell her friend. His wife, although being faced with undeniable proof of his infidelity, still has not left him, and maybe she has no plans to. I mean, they seem to be going strong and they're raising their 2 children together, so I guess, you know what, best of luck. Moving on, last but certainly not least, we have Robin Thicke, the Lost Without You singer and ex-husband to Paula Patton. It was the butt grab scene around the world. In a photo that went absolutely viral, Robin Thicke is seen posing with a fan at a VMA after party. But if you look at the reflection behind them, you can actually see that he's grabbing a little more than he should. So Lana Scalaro, the 20-year-old fan who posed with Thicke, is saying that the Blurred Line singer did more than just grab her behind. She says the two actually made out while Thicke's wife Paula was literally a few feet away, and according to Scalaro, Thicke also allegedly said things like, "I just love the fact that you're younger than me and I want to get you into bed." It's like giving Predator. But the student says things didn't escalate beyond that because the two were constantly being interrupted at the party. This isn't the first time though that he got caught in a really tricky position. He was criticized for his performance with Miley Cyrus at the 2013 VMAs, and despite many onlookers, saying it was distasteful and disrespectful towards his wife, Paula actually went on to say, "It's just so funny because when I saw him perform, I was like, you guys killed it." She added then, "Why are people making such a big deal about it? Quite frankly, all of my friends dance like that with him. He's like the guy that you can dance with because he's safe." Paula was also super supportive of the racy blurred lines video that made Emily Ratajkowski a star too. Now, Thicke actually told Now magazine in a statement that read, "Some of it was my wife's idea. My wife is an artist first and a wife second. She was excited about it right away and loved the video and wanted to watch it like 10 times. Then she would jump on my bones." So with all this love and support from his wife, and let's not forget how beautiful she is, many fans just couldn't believe that he would cheat on her. The two were together for the better part of like 21 years and married for almost 9 before Patton finally filed for divorce in 2014, just citing, irreconcilable differences, which is the legal catch-all for whatever makes a union ultimately unsalvageable. Now, they also have a son together who they welcomed in June of 2010, and they do continue to raise and support him jointly. Robin tried for several years to get her back, but to no surprise, she didn't bite, and he regrets his mishaps, and who knows though, maybe one day they will reconcile. What do you guys think? Any chance she will give him another chance, or is he lost without her forever? I'm your host Ashley. It's been great catching up.